Hey, loves, welcome to another episode of About Her. I would love to talk about discipline today, about willpower, and about the falling away of an old part of the identity, as this ties very beautiful into the eclipse energy that has been so present over the last weeks. We're recording this end of September 2025, so this year has been particularly heavy and intense, I feel, and there are so many shifts. But what now, with this slingshot of the eclipse, really became very present in my own life and the life of every woman I've worked with over the last month is the identity shift that is taking place, the falling away of old parts, kind of like a brick that is breaking apart in like big chunks falling off. All parts of identity fall off, and old habits that we might have had for years and years and maybe even decades now seem to be much more loose, much more untangled already, and are falling away more easy. And that is kind of something that shakes us up, of course, because it's a part of us. But on the other hand, it brings to mind the way we shapeshift, the way we actually become the version of ourselves that we want, the version of ourselves that we dream about, and the way we change habits in the first place, which sometimes feels just so hard. And I want to give you like a little bit of what I've been going through over the last month because I think it's quite a good picture of representation of how I've seen so many others going through kind of a similar thing. And maybe you too when you're listening to this. So, what happened for me over the last few months is that I felt intense uncomfort, intense frustration about things that I've tried to implement a long time, new habits or old ones that I wanted to let go. For example, the very unhealthy habit of mine to eat sugary sweets that I know is bad for me and my body's paying the price, and still a kind of default sometimes in stress situations to just grabbing a chocolate bar and eating it full on. Um, and then I think like, "Oh, why?" So many tools. But well, that's a default setting, and I was very frustrated with this, as much as I was frustrated with how much my physical body wants attention all the time, and I'm not as consistent in my work as I would love to be. Or there are always kind of other things first. So it felt like me being on a fast train, being super productive, super effective in my work, and then like falling off and needing to slow down completely to stop. And then, oh my gosh, I have just so many things to do. And then like kind of like hurrying up, trying to get everything done. And then again, like the body says, no. So there are two extremes. And so many women I have been able to like guide through the last month have experienced the same. This like stop and go, frustration. Oh, I'm catching up. Frustration, relief. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. And what really came up with this is what I want to talk about now. So sorry for the long introduction, which is the willpower and this word discipline that maybe brings up in you too a lot of aggression might be too hard of a word, but a lot of resistance, a lot of like, no, ooh, discipline. Like there's some kind of backing off for so many of us when it comes to this word, because there's a lot of like feelings and experience intertwined with it that might not be comfortable or very nice to remember. And what I've often witnessed is the moment we fail, quote unquote, to implement something new in our life, like the habit of consistency or the habit of healthy eating, for my examples, or whatever else is present for you, and we fail at that even for just one day or whatever we've expected ourselves to do, there's a very harsh inner conflict. There's a lot of inner criticism that is like very straight to the point, very uncomfortable. And also this feeling of failing or not being able to ever accomplish what we try to accomplish and kind of fell off the wagon. And then discipline comes in. Like, why can't I be more disciplined? Or why am I not being able to be consistent with this? I need to have more willpower. I need to wake up earlier to do this before the kids wake up, or I need to stay up longer and not watch Netflix, but get in my workout, or whatever it might be. I'm laughing, but actually, in these moments, it's normally not a moment to laugh. So there is so much harshness, so much expectation of being more disciplined, being more congruent, more streamlined that we put on ourselves. And so often it's unconscious. And if a friend would tell you about the same situation you are in now, you might react much more soft, much more forgiving, much more trying to bring up the positive sides, to be more encouraging, to be more empowering. But most of us are programmed in a way that with ourselves, we're not doing that. So we're like beating ourselves up hardly for not being consistent with our new habit for even one day. And then it's like should I actually restart? Or does it not matter anyway? Or is it like kind of like a lost case anyway? So let's just not restart. And that's interesting because it's kind of like the opponent or the dark side or the evil eye or whatever you want to call it. Self-sabotage is a word that comes up a lot. Whatever, you name it, whatever picture you have in mind about like this side of you, it's your old belief system trying to protect you. And I really want to take a moment here to reframe what is happening there. You try something new, it's not working out the way you wished, you kind of stuck, lost momentum, failed, however you harshly want to name it. And then there's this beating up. There's this old belief system saying, like, let's come back to where we were before. It's nice there. It's comfortable. You already know. Is it really that bad? Maybe it's just the way you are. Maybe it's the wrong time and you have so many other things to do on your plate. So let's just not overwhelm you with this new thing. And, there's this kind of like energy that tries to pull you back into the old version of self. And here, let's take a moment to call in non-judgment, because this old version of self that you're so desperately trying to get rid of, it's not a bad one. It just does not do everything perfectly. And then who does? So take a moment to like be a little bit nicer about that old version of yourself, and maybe even try to take on the perspective of, okay, it's a protection rather than humiliation that takes place from like this part of my belief system, this old me. It doesn't want to like make me angry or upset me. It's trying to protect me because it thinks that the new version, the unknown version of myself that my mind so desperately dreams about, might be not safe, might be unexpected. Yes, of course it is. So it's trying to protect us by keeping us where we are. It's trying to keep us safe. And normally around this point, when I'm in a one-on-one, it's like oh, I'm not actually fighting against myself anymore. My old self isn't actually something bad that tries to like lure me in like the devil. It's trying to protect me. Oh, and there might be compassion coming up. There might be a feeling of relief. You hear me sigh, things like this. And so I want to do a very quick exercise to integrate these two parts. So like have you feel it tangibly. So if it's safe and you can, please close your eyes for a moment. Open your hands like this. You can put them on your lap, whatever. Close your eyes and then imagine that part of yourself that you want to become, the one that has this beautiful new habit that is so much more close to who you dream yourself to be ideally, the one that is successful, confident, healthy, wealthy, whatever it is that you're working on right now in your mind. And then take the other hand and focus on that and see that older version of yourself, the one that is maybe more insecure, maybe not taking as much care of herself, Maybe she's kind of shy. Maybe she's trying to avoid things. It feels heavier. Feels like, yeah, more dark, maybe. A little bit of a darker version. And then when you have both of these different energies and you like kind of feel into like the one that is your ideal dream version and the one that is the older version, you feel the difference between them and you bring your hand closely together. You can have your eyes closed still and bring these two parts of you together until both of your hands touch. And you integrate these two parts. They now are directly facing each other, kind of merging into the other one. And you ask, you demand that the two of them find a solution that fits you best. With both of their good intentions, because they both have good intentions for you, as we've seen, they figure out the solution, the next step. Take a deep breath in and sigh out. And when you feel that there's kind of like a merging, maybe you see them also as two colors, and the red and the blue one form now a purple. Then you bring your hands open to your chest and integrate this energy into your heart, into your physical body. Take a deep breath and bring it up to your head. Bring it down your arms, into your hands. Bring it down your tummy, your legs, your feet. Distribute this energy all over your body. And when you're ready, come back out and open your eyes and see and feel how there's a different feeling right now. Maybe more relaxed, maybe more hopeful, maybe more compassionate. Whatever it is, more light, less tension is what I think fits best for my state right now. So what we've just did is bring these two parts together, and maybe you've noticed it didn't take force. It didn't take discipline. It didn't take willpower. It can be easy, and that's the actual kind of reframe that I want to bring you through. Is the willpower, while it has its purpose and it has its point, it's not necessary, nor is it really effective in changing our habits, because what we actually need is working with ourselves, with all the parts, all the perspective, rather than against it. It's working with our nervous system rather than against it. And it's working in a compassionate way that kind of mirrors the qualities of the universe itself, which is giving, understanding, loving, to name a few, rather than working with force and harshness. And maybe hate is too big of a word, but with the qualities of the fighting. So for the next time, if you try to integrate that habit, remember that you've now taken a very big steps to bring two contradicting beliefs, two parts of you together and merge them, which is one of the qualities of the human, to like see both sides and merge two perspectives that seemingly don't fit together, and bring them into your vessel. So you've integrated that part and things can go easier now. You don't have to go back and forth like the devil and angel on your shoulder. It's like you can actually move forward with all of your energies having your back, with the universe having your back. Shake it out if you wish. And thank yourself for doing something so good for yourself right now. And then see what comes up with this. Maybe take a moment to observe every day, like how different you feel, if it's easier now to integrate that habit or let go of the older version of yourself, and see how much more safe you feel with this. Actually focusing on the safety. We could go into the nervous system tangent, and maybe I will in another podcast episode, but for today, I just want you to become aware, even a little bit, that nothing is actually bad when you've experienced all of these like resistance to change the identity shift to become the new version of you. If that didn't work out so far, it's nothing bad. It's just wanting to make you aware that there is contradicting belief system, that there is things to go through, to work on, to look at. And when you did, like just now with this exercise, things can go more smooth, things can go more easy, and there can be again the hope or the knowing or the faith in yourself that you're actually able to change. And you are, we humans are never the same, even from a few seconds ago, even from the starting of this podcast to now, we're different people. You can change. It's one of your inherent qualities to do so. And still so often we actually doubt that we can. And it seems like a big universal joke. So really take this as the message for today. That change is possible, that change does not need to require discipline or willpower, but actually comes with ease, with the shift and the integration of different parts, the actual shift of the identity, much more than forcing to wear another mask. So far, so good. I think that's it for today. I don't want to stop myself from like going into so many other things that are so closely intertwined with this. But what I want to tell you is that I want to invite you into the soft reset because that's exactly what we're doing there. That's exactly the space that I craved and created for myself to shift out of power, not force, out of softness, not willpower. And it's kind of a no-brainer. It's short, it's easy, it doesn't take much time. It totally not require a lot of money. It's at 11 euros at the moment because I want you to go through this and I want you to experience the softness that you have inside yourself, that you can talk to yourself with and that you can live your life with, because this softness really changes so much more than you might be aware of right now. So if you're interested, if you're actually wanting to look at changing your habits from another place, from a more regulated place, from a safe place, rather than forcing I need to make this happen, I need to check it off my list place, that so many of us come from, and no judgment around that, please. Then come into the soft reset. I can't wait to go through that with you, with all of you. It's self-paced at the moment. We will do a live version of it starting of next year. But for now, go through it, start regulating, start going into the autumn time and the more darker moments, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, leading up to Christmas, that sometimes bring up so much old stuff and that brings so much tension. So go through that with a more regulated version and a different you. And the start of that is within the soft reset, so I can't wait to see you there. The link is below. Comment, ask anything that you need to know before, and then I see you there. Love you.